This was your top three at the 2002 Mr. Olympia event. No, you didn't stumble on the wrong video. This is, in fact, Chris Cormier versus Nick Walker. Now, this will explain why I am actually doing this comparison. Like I said, this is your top three, and I've seen a lot of posts on Instagram, YouTube, things of that nature, suggesting that, your top threes of yesterday were much superior to your top three nowadays. So I actually just yesterday did a Derek Lunsford versus Kevin Levrone. Both of those guys placed second. And today we're doing a Chris Cormier versus a Nick Walker. Both of those guys placed third. And I think in both cases, 2002 and 2022, you could have really switched up the second and third place bodybuilders. And nobody really would have complained too much, I don't think. And then, of course, we have the champions, the 2002 Ronnie Coleman and 2022 Olympia champion in Hattie Shupin. We're going to do that one tomorrow. So already, guys, we have a victory, in my opinion, from Derek Lunsford over the 2002 Kevin Levrone. And today, we have an exciting one. Chris Cormier. Yes, he is probably a more famous bodybuilder, or a greater, quote-unquote, greater bodybuilder, competed in just an awesome time, Chris Cormier. But you know what? Let's go through these shots. I'm going to tell you the truth. 2002, Chris Cormier, he was not at his best. Yes, this is his best placing, third. He got third once before, 1999 if I'm not mistaken, but he was way better, guys. Trust me. He is aesthetic. I'll give him that. But Nick Walker, he is just a chunk of unmitigated mutate meat, I guess, for the lack of a better term. There is this one of Nick Walker, maybe a more fairer comparison where you can gauge, yes, Nick Walker is a lot bigger than Chris Cormier. Chris Cormier looks like, with all due respect now, a men's classic physique division competitor. A little bit leaner. But that's just saying that he is very aesthetically pleasing. Obviously, he wouldn't make weight at this size. His wheels are pretty nice. Nice separation. Things of that nature. Nick Walker, look at his wheels. Look at those big pads, guys. That's impressive. That's impressive. Go to this, the next front shot, and this one here, for sure. For sure you're going to give to Chris Cormier. Front lat spread. He wasn't, I don't want to say, he wasn't Dorian Yates in this shot. He wasn't like Ronnie Coleman type development, but I think he snapped this shot to perfection. He's not leaning back too much. Hits it, like I said, to perfection. And I think for sure he's defeating Nick Walker. Coming out of the two front, well, might he actually give an edge to Chris Cormier? And then you turn to the side and you can really gauge the evolution of the sport. This is your third place bodybuilders, guys. You can compare first place guys all you want. But when Ronnie Coleman was around, he would have been dominant in the 80s, 90s. Whenever he was around, he was dominant. He was special. This is more of the evolution, the proof of the evolution. Look at the quads, the hamstrings, glutes, even in the arms here. I like the display of Chris. He's holding his far leg straighter, things of that nature. Perfect build, perfect build. Side tricep, same thing. Hey, somebody's fooling around here. This is 1999 for Chris Cormier. Couldn't find a nice picture of a side tricep. There was a couple from 2002, but they weren't the best angle. Things of that nature. Was that too many things of that natures? I suppose you guys are having a drinking game for that particular saying. Keen on that. But yeah, guys, Nick Walker, you call him the mutate, you call him a brick, all you want. You know he's winning from the side. Go to the back. Guys, come on. Come on. No, it's not a glute competition. But there's one thing to have glutes that don't have striations, and then it's another thing to have soggy glutes. And Chris Cormier, his back is a little underwhelming. His glutes are soggy. His hamstrings are not even that separated at all, and that was a strong point for Chris. Guys, Nick Walker, look at his condition. That's unbelievable. And food for thought, like I was saying earlier, This is Chris Cormier in 1999. Look at that. Look at the back. Take a look at that back, if you will. Separation, much wider. And glutes, no, he doesn't have striations, but his glutes look not only bigger, but they look hard as a rock. That's a rock-hard buttocks. And hamstrings, excavated right out of there. So yeah, Chris Cormier, not anywhere near as conditioned in 2002. In the rear double bi, I mean, if Chris was in trouble in the rear lat from Nick Walker, he is most certainly. This is the evolution. You want to know what has evolved? Midsections have maybe gotten worse. Calves maybe gotten worse. Not in this situation. Chris had a decent set of calves, but he surely wasn't known for them. And Nick Walker, actually a much larger set of calves than your run-of-the-mill bodybuilders today. So as a whole, I think, yeah, calves have gotten worse, midsections have gotten worse, but look at the condition difference. Not even the same creature, not even the same athlete. So yeah, evolution, it's gonna get you the win here in 2022. The abs and thigh, no, yes, of course. There is certain shots. If Chris was dominant in a lot more shots, the front double, if he was more dominant in that, and the side, if he was winning the side, I was going to say I would excuse those lost back shots, but I don't know, guys. That was some pretty soggy buttocks that he was displaying there for a third place athlete. But yeah, at the end of the day, he had one crisp abs and thigh. I mean, those the feathering and those quads. Could do your laundry on that. And if that's not good enough, you could use his washboard abs. Of course, Nick has washboard abs too. It's just a little swollen. The boards have gotten warped. Anyway, guys. Most muscular. I'm sure these guys hate to watch and hear these comparisons. My opinion on them, Nick Walker, you're a legend, man. That's why we do these comparisons. And Chris Cormier, he is an ultra legend. So to be compared with these guys, it is probably a compliment, I would suggest. Chris Cormier, look at the size of that big man's chest. Abs, perfect abs, feathering in the quads. But compared to other versions, I have to say, here in 2002, not his best. Definitely needs more separation to compete against Nick Walker. Nick Walker's rock solid, guys. Rock solid. So, yeah, I mean, you got your 2002 versus 2022. Like I said, guys, I see a lot of pictures. Dory Neat's Christmas tree versus Hattie Shupin. Already, in my opinion, that is. We have a victory for second place. We have a victory for third place, both for 2022. And tomorrow we get to find out. I mean, if Ronnie Coleman wins, you could say 2002 was better because he was, the ultimate winner. But so far, guys, on an average, your athletes have gotten better. Your athletes have gotten more conditioned. But we'll see. Coleman was known for his negative body fat percent, so that should be sure exciting for tomorrow. Hit thumbs up on the video, guys, and subscribe to the channel. Have a nice one.